It's always been me against myself in everything. I was winning the fight, smiling, showing that I was happy, but inside I was definitely, losing the battle. Trauma is trauma, and your body registers it in the same way no matter what it is. If you knew about my life, you would understand that a little bit more. I want to help other people to know that they're not alone in the feelings they've got, and doesn't make you weak to get help.
You don't need any drugs, you don't need anything.
I've never taken a drug in my life. I've never tried cocaine in my life. I've never tried weed in my life, ever.
Wow.
I drink a lot of coffee. I smoke cigars, a bit of vodka, but I've never tried a narcotic in my life.
To numb the feelings I had. I didn't realize I was doing it for that purpose, whether it be drinking or whatever. I think they're things a lot of people do, but if you abuse it and use it in the wrong way, and you're not actually doing it for the pleasure, you're doing it to try and chase something or hide from something, it can obviously damage you a lot. So it started with that, and then I got addicted to sleeping tablets, and it's probably a problem that not only I have. I think it's something that's going around more than people realize.
In the game?
In football, yeah. I think it's something that
God has given me an endless source of power. And when people come to me and say, oh, this happened, I'm really sad, or my heart broke, or this bad thing happened to me, I say, good. Thank the Lord that he's given you this endless source of motivation. You're wasting it. That's your problem. But it's been given to you. Nitrous oxide has been given to you. You just have to use it in the correct way. So I'm the luckiest man in the world because all the bad things that happened to me have given me all the building blocks to become the most fantastic man on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
Maybe, hopefully, me coming out and speaking about it can help people. Because, don't get me wrong, they work. I think, with our schedule, you have a game, you have to be up early in the morning to train, you've got all the adrenaline and stuff. So sometimes, to take a sleeping tablet to sleep and be ready for the next day is fine. But when your dopamine system and you're as broken as I am, it can obviously have the reverse effect, because it does work for the problems you want to deal with, and that is the problem. It works until it doesn't. So yeah, I definitely abused them too much, and don't get me wrong, I would stop sometimes and go a few months without them, but I was never really dealing with the problem. It got really bad at some points, and I didn't understand how bad it was, but I was never dealing with the root of the problem, which was when I was growing up, the traumas I had, the feelings I was holding on to, and I tried to deal with it all by myself. I didn't want to tell anyone. There was a number of times my adopted family, my brother, it makes me sad. They would take me to rooms, cry, and ask me to just speak to them, tell them what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, and I just couldn't do it because I wanted to deal with it by myself.
Well, the reason I don't touch any narcotics at all is because, firstly, I was a professional athlete and my blood was tested. I'm now 35 years old without ever having tried a drug ever. Is there any point in starting now? I've lived my whole life without ever trying these things. Why start now? Yeah. Also, when I look at some of the most degenerate, stupid, ridiculous people on the planet, they all use drugs. It's not very often I meet a man who's completely head to toe, has his life in order, and he likes drugs. A lot of rich people take cocaine, yes, and I do know them and some of them. But I still think they'd be better without cocaine. That's just genuinely a vice. But if you go to a festival full of brokies, full of peasants and peons, full of people who don't try very hard at life, and they sit there and they idolize these false idols given to them by the Matrix, and they stand in a crowd full of millions of other people like an insignificant peasant and jump up and down, wow, Diplo, wow, whoever. Yeah, just complete peasant mindset. If you look at these people and say, do you like drugs? That's what they say.
I love it.
Oh, yeah. So I don't want to go anywhere near the peasantry, right? So, because that's what it is. It's disgusting and it's peasantry.
I wasn't addicted to that, but I definitely was. I realized that going away and talking about it and understanding it more, yeah, I did need help, and it got to the time where I couldn't do it by myself anymore. And I think that's the thing people need to understand, that it is okay. We're definitely stronger as humans. We're stronger together. We don't have to deal with everything alone. The stuff you do deal with by yourself, but if it's having a negative impact on you and you feel like, okay, it's time, you can't do it by yourself anymore, it doesn't make you weak.
So that's why I don't take drugs. And the reason I don't like vape is because I don't think that vape is even remotely natural. Because a tobacco is a plant, okay, cool. But if you manage to put chemicals inside of a little container that tastes like blueberry ice, what even is blueberry ice? It's not even a flavor. It's just words. Yeah. And then you taste it and you go, That does taste like blueberry ice.
I think, again, just to reiterate the fact that people don't need to be scared of change. I think change is always hard. And when something's uncomfortable and difficult, you get a feeling, you get scared, and you get the fear. But when you have that feeling, that's the exact time that you need to jump and go for it, because at the other side of fear and change, it's usually only positive things. Hopefully me talking about my experiences is helpful to them. So.
Well, the reason I smoke is not because I'm addicted, because I have an iron mind and I can blink and cure my brain and stop smoking completely. In fact, there's certain places I go to in the world where I don't smoke for months at a time. I'm not addicted to anything. The reason I smoke is because nicotine is good for your testosterone level.
Okay.
That's the reason I smoke. I smoke because I like the drug of nicotine, because nicotine is actually positive.